Now, for long, the idea of a flying car has fascinated all of us. Now, soon, our fascination can turn into a reality.
Well, for decades, the idea of a flying car has been a media favorite, and from popular mechanics and science magazine covers.
You've probably heard people joke about flying cars for years. It's been one of those futuristic dreams that seemed just out of reach. But here's the thing, it's not really a joke anymore. Flying cars are becoming a reality. Over the years, there have been several companies trying to create flying cars, but most of those attempts didn't quite make it. Some of these vehicles either failed to fly more than a few feet off the ground, or they just didn't live up to the hype. But that's about to change. One Chinese company, XPeng, has done something incredible. They've successfully tested a flying car, and this isn't just a prototype that's collecting dust in a warehouse somewhere. So how were they able to pull this off? And what does this mean for the automobile industry? Join us as we discuss this and more. The dream of flying cars. Remember when people used to dream about zooming through the sky in flying cars like in those sci-fi movies? There was a time when futurists and car lovers were all about this idea. They'd get excited about the thought of regular folks, people like you and me, gliding above the traffic, flying through the clouds to work or to the store. It sounds pretty wild, right? Well, back then, a lot of people thought so too, and many laughed at the idea, calling it a bit too far-fetched. Here's the thing. That dream didn't exactly come true. Sure, humans have done some amazing things. We've sent people into space, built robots that can do incredible tasks, and developed artificial intelligence that's practically part of our daily lives now. But flying cars? That's where the progress seemed to hit a wall. Even though airplanes and helicopters already let us soar through the skies, it's not quite the same as jumping into a regular car that can take off from your driveway and whisk you through the clouds. For decades, people kept waiting for that promised future, but the tech never quite caught up. It's almost become a joke. People casually say, "Where's my flying car?" when they're stuck in traffic or thinking about how the world didn't turn out quite as futuristic as they imagined. The phrase has become a sort of reminder that not all big dreams become reality, no matter how much we want them to. But here's where things get interesting. Recently, some engineers and tech innovators, especially in China, are bringing this flying car dream back to life. They're not just imagining it for fun. There's serious talk about making it happen. Imagine flying over the streets of busy cities like Beijing or Shanghai, avoiding the gridlock below. Sounds like the perfect solution for China's traffic problems, right? But it's more than just a cool way to get around. For China, this is part of a bigger, bolder economic strategy. In fact, flying cars are now a key part of China's future development plans. The idea gained momentum as a response to the country's growing infrastructure challenges. Over the years, China has faced major issues with its roads and transport systems as cities have expanded and traffic has worsened. The situation became so pressing that the government had to start thinking outside the box. Enter the flying car. In his State of the Nation address in 2024, China's Prime Minister Liang made it clear that they need to find new ways to boost the economy. After the significant slowdown in growth, especially following the impact of COVID-19, the country needed fresh ideas. One of these ideas was what he called the low-altitude economy. Basically, this is the concept of using the airspace just above ground level for transportation and other economic activities. Flying cars fit right into this vision. By focusing on this low-altitude economy, China aims to not only solve its infrastructure problems, but also get ahead of the global competition. Imagine a future where China leads the world in producing flying cars, beating out even the biggest car manufacturers we know today. It's an ambitious plan. But if any country can pull it off, it's China. So what exactly does this low-altitude economy mean? The low-altitude economy explained. The low-altitude economy refers to all the business and activities happening in the airspace below 1,000 meters, or about 3,280 feet. Now, if needed, this space can extend even higher, up to 3,000 meters, to make room for all the growing uses. This part of the airspace is where things like flying cars, drones, and other unmanned aircraft can operate, making it a whole new frontier for economic growth. Traditional industries like real estate and infrastructure have been struggling in some parts of China. As a result, local governments are looking up, quite literally, to find new ways to boost their economies. It's a bold move, but it's one that could redefine how we think about transportation, delivery, and even how cities are built. At first, it might seem like something from the Jetsons. Flying cars? Really? But in China, this is no longer science fiction. The government is fully behind this idea, giving support to companies that are developing flying cars, or more specifically, electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicles, eVTOLs. These vehicles can take off and land vertically, like a helicopter, but they're electric and much more efficient. The low-altitude economy isn't just about cool gadgets, though. It's also about creating a whole ecosystem around them. This includes the infrastructure needed to support these vehicles, like landing pads, charging stations, and air traffic systems. And then there's the wide range of services that will pop up around these new technologies. Think passenger transport, cargo delivery, emergency services, and more. In short, China is building an entirely new industry in the skies. China's strategy: turning flying cars into a global business. China has a long history of taking new technologies and turning them into powerful exports, and this low-altitude economy is no exception. Experts believe that Chinese manufacturers want to use their flying cars as a unique selling point, a product that sets them apart from the rest of the world. So far, they've been very successful. Companies are not only testing these vehicles, but preparing to sell them both at home and abroad. China is well known for its ambitions to lead the world in technology, often competing with other tech giants like the United States. Right now, they're pouring massive amounts of money into this low-altitude economy, especially into companies like XPeng, which has already tested its flying car. It's clear that China doesn't just want to keep up with the rest of the world, they want to soar above it. Real estate and traditional industries may no longer be the economic powerhouses they once were, but China is betting that the skies are the next big thing. In August of 2024, China took a major step forward with the launch of the Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei Low-Altitude Economy Industrial Alliance. This alliance is a big deal because it officially approved 33 new projects aimed at boosting the low-altitude sector. These projects include building a new battery production line and creating a public route for low-altitude flights within a science park. Regions across China are now competing to become the next Sky City, a prestigious title that could attract even more investment and innovation. This competition is fueling both rivalry and collaboration among cities, each hoping to be the leader in this futuristic economy. So, what does all of this mean for the future? It means that China is not just aiming to grow its economy, it's aiming to revolutionize how we think about transportation and urban development. By embracing new technologies like eVTOLs and drones, China is positioning itself as a leader in an industry that could change the way we live, work, and travel. While it might seem futuristic now, the low-altitude economy could soon become as ordinary as today's roadways and skyscrapers. Only this time, the skyline will be filled with flying vehicles and a bustling new economy happening just above our heads. Low-altitude technology on the rise. During an event in Tianjin, there was an interesting spectacle where drones light up the night sky, demonstrating all the ways low-altitude technology can change the world. Representatives from 3 regions got a glimpse of the future, courtesy of an awe-inspiring drone show. The show highlighted various scenarios and business models for low-altitude tech, giving everyone a taste of what's already possible. We've seen drones delivering pizzas, which is pretty cool, but more importantly, these drones have been used to deliver vital supplies and aid to people in remote areas hit by natural disasters. But China has even bigger dreams. They don't want low-altitude technology to be something only used in emergencies or special occasions. Instead, they want to make it an everyday experience, something as common as hailing a taxi. And what better way to make this idea appealing than to be the only country in the world where flying cars are a regular thing? We're not talking about some distant future tech either. These incredible advancements are happening now in Beijing. And by this time next year, you might not have to ask, "Where's my flying car?" You'll already be riding in one. If you've ever wondered, do flying cars exist, and searched the internet for answers, chances are you've stumbled upon AOHT. This futuristic company wasn't always known by that name. It started as high-tech back in 2013, founded by Xiao Deli and backed by XPeng CEO He Xiaoping. Over time, the company transformed, rebranding itself as AOHT, and quickly became the face of flying cars in China. Their journey really took off when they launched their first-generation flying car in 2016. By 2020, they were already showing off their fifth-generation model, and things didn't slow down there. In 2021, AOHT completed a major Series A financing round, pulling in over $500 million. That's a huge amount of faith from investors, showing that whatever AOHT was working on in their factories was something worth betting on. AOHT's CEO wasn't shy about their ambitions either. He frequently talked about a future where people in China would fly cars as part of their daily commute. But of course, talking about a flying car revolution is one thing. Actually making it happen is a whole other challenge. AOHT had to back up all that talk with results, flying high despite challenges. Like many other companies around the world, AOHT faced some tough times during the pandemic. But as the saying goes, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Despite all the setbacks, AOHT kept pushing forward, and their perseverance paid off in a big way. On June 16, 2024, AOHT made headlines when one of their flying cars completed its maiden flight at Beijing Daxing International Airport. This wasn't just a small test flight either. It was a huge success. The event marked the first flight of a flying car in the Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei region, a significant milestone not only for the company, but also for China's low-altitude economy as a whole. While this achievement is a technological marvel, experts are calling it a triumph of economic development too. AOHT's success is closely tied to China's broader goals for the low-altitude economy. By pushing the boundaries of what's possible with flying cars, the company is helping to advance national ambitions. Their victory wasn't just about proving that flying cars could work. It was about showing that China is ready to lead the world in this groundbreaking industry. The road to mass production. AOHT has been conducting public test flights for some time now, but there's something different about this one. It happened at a moment when government support for flying vehicles is at an all-time high. In May of 2024, the Beijing city government rolled out a draft action plan called Beijing Promotes the High-Quality Development of the Low-Altitude Economy Industry. This plan, running from 2024 to 2027, shows that Beijing has a serious vision to become a global leader in the low-altitude economy. This initiative is all about unlocking new ways to use flying cars for inner-city commuting and urban shuttle services. It's about changing how we think about travel altogether. Zhang CEO Hai Shuang has been one of the big voices behind this movement. He even presented his vision for flying cars to the National Congress, and not long after, his very own creation, the X2 flying car, sent shockwaves through the automobile industry. The XPeng X2, originally named Voyager 2, isn't your typical flying car. It's more like a giant human-sized drone than a traditional vehicle. Built to fit 2 passengers, the X2 is designed from lightweight carbon materials, making it sleek yet durable. It's a real engineering feat, measuring 5,172 millimeters in length, 5,124 millimeters in width, and 1,362 millimeters in height. It weighs about 680 kilograms and can carry up to 160 kilograms in payload. Unlike most consumer drones that rely on 4 motors, the X2 has 8, making it an octocopter. This extra set of motors provides more thrust and, more importantly, extra safety. If one motor fails, the X2 can keep flying, and there's even a built-in parachute for extra peace of mind. The X2 can stay airborne for about 25 minutes on a full charge, which might not sound like much, but AOHT is already planning upgrades before mass production kicks in. This version is just the start. What's next for AOHT and the X2? One of the most impressive things about the XPeng X2 is that it's already been put through nearly 4,000 test flights in all kinds of challenging environments. From busy cityscapes to windy coastlines and scorching deserts, the X2 has been pushed to its limits. These tests are key because AOHT is aiming to mass-produce an extended-range version of the X2 that will feature a much larger battery. Understandably, AOHT has been pretty secretive about its future plans. Competition in the flying car industry is fierce, and patents and copyrights make every idea a closely guarded secret. However, sources close to the company have hinted that AOHT is developing prototypes for a more powerful battery, one that could significantly extend the X2's flight time. What's clear is that AOHT isn't just trying to follow in the footsteps of existing technologies, they're leading the charge. This is one of the rare moments where China isn't just catching up, it's pioneering. The ultimate goal? To make flying cars accessible to everyone. Zhang wants to create a product that's not only futuristic, but also practical, so people can rely on it for their everyday travel needs. It's a bold vision, but one that's quickly becoming a reality. A new era in hybrid vehicles. XPeng is taking a giant leap forward with a hybrid model expected to hit the market in 2025. And yes, this hybrid car can also take to the skies. Enter the land carrier, XPeng's latest creation, blending electric vehicle technology with the sci-fi dreams of a flying car. The recent boom in electric vehicles has given hybrids a new twist. Traditionally, a hybrid meant a car that could switch between gasoline and electric power. But XPeng is redefining that concept. For them, a hybrid vehicle isn't just about what's under the hood, it's about where it can go. The land carrier is designed to drive on roads like a regular car and take off like a drone when needed. This cutting-edge machine is the product of XPeng's deep dive into emerging electrical technology. The land carrier is expected to revolutionize transportation by merging a drone-like car with the functionality of a transport vehicle. If everything goes as planned, we'll be seeing these hybrids hit the roads and skies by 2025. Earlier this year, spy photos of the land carrier surfaced, shaking up the automobile industry, especially in China, where flying cars are rapidly becoming more than just a fantasy. But here's where things get a little curious. Unlike the X2, XPeng's first-generation flying car, the land carrier hasn't gotten the same level of publicity. The X2 has been everywhere, tested publicly in Beijing, and shown off to eager crowds. In contrast, the land carrier has remained a bit of a mystery. A well-known car blog in China even pointed this out, saying, "It's exciting to see the X2 being tested so openly, but it's strange we haven't seen much of the land carrier, especially considering it's supposed to be ready for mass production next year." This low-key approach has led to plenty of speculation. Why hasn't XPeng shown off the land carrier more? One reason could be the regulatory challenges that come with getting a flying car approved for everyday use. It's not just about making the car work, it's about convincing governments and regulators that it's safe. The more visible these test flights are, especially in major cities like Beijing, the easier it will be to clear these legal hurdles. Still, progress is being made. The Civil Aviation Administration of China, CAAC, has already started reviewing the land carrier's type certification. This certification is crucial if the land carrier is to be used commercially. It's a long and careful process, but it's one of the final steps in bringing flying cars into everyday life. And with XPeng leading the charge, it looks like we're closer than ever to a future where cars take to the skies. Innovations and pre-orders. According to Chu Mingwan, XPeng's vice president, their flying car model isn't just your typical electric vertical takeoff and landing (eVTOL) vehicle. While most eVTOLs are designed solely for air travel, XPeng's innovative approach allows for dual functionality. This means it can seamlessly transition from driving on the ground to soaring through the skies. This versatility is what sets the land carrier apart and could be a game changer for urban mobility. Excitingly, XPeng plans to start accepting pre-orders for the land carrier in China as early as October, with mass production expected to roll out next year. The company anticipates a strong demand for these flying cars from sectors like tourism and outdoor enthusiasts, who are looking for unique ways to explore the world. With a price tag of approximately 1 million yuan, around $138,000, it might seem pricey. However, Chu is optimistic about reducing the cost significantly with large-scale production. "We can significantly cut costs on materials like carbon fiber," he noted, indicating a strategic focus on affordability as production ramps up. If everything goes according to plan, XPeng envisions commercializing a fully integrated dual-use electric aircraft that eliminates the need for component separation. This design innovation allows the flight propeller to fold and neatly store atop the vehicle while it's driving. A concept model showcasing this cutting-edge design was presented at a tech expo in Las Vegas in January of 2024. Sparking excitement about the future of urban transportation. However, XPeng faces considerable pressure as it navigates the competitive landscape of flying cars. EHang, another major player in the eVTOL market, has made significant strides, obtaining type certification for its E216DS model in October of the previous year. This two-seater eVTOL offers a flight time of 25 minutes per charge and went on sale in China on April 1st for 2.39 million yuan, about $410,000. By March of 2024, EHang received the green light to begin mass production and is actively seeking partnerships with hotels and businesses to kickstart tourism services. In this fast-paced industry, where innovation is paramount, XPeng must not only match, but also outpace its competitors. With the land carrier set to revolutionize urban mobility, the stakes are high and the excitement is palpable. Will XPeng be able to deliver on its promises and lead the charge into the skies? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The future of flying cars is unfolding before our eyes. Competition heats up. The rapid advancements in China's flying car sector can be traced back to its robust foundation in electric vehicle technologies, especially in battery development. To power electric vehicles effectively, batteries must boast a high energy density, often exceeding 400 watt-hours per kilogram. Chinese battery manufacturers, such as contemporary Amperex Technology Company, Limited, KTL, have established themselves as global leaders in this space. They are actively developing specialized battery products designed for eVTOL aircraft, providing Chinese manufacturers with a crucial procurement advantage that could shape the future of flying cars. Moreover, the synergy between automotive technologies and eVTOL developments cannot be overstated. As pointed out by CIC Securities, advancements in weight reduction technologies originally developed for conventional vehicles are now being applied to flying cars. This technological overlap gives Chinese companies a head start in the race to commercialize flying vehicles, setting a precedent that experts believe will eventually influence the US market as well. America and the flying car future. In the United States, electric vehicle manufacturers are starting to recognize the significance of Chinese battery technology in enhancing their business models. Notably, Elon Musk has fostered strong relationships with his Chinese counterparts to capture a substantial share of the EV market. Given his ventures into space travel with SpaceX, it raises an intriguing question. What's stopping him from venturing into the realm of flying cars? After all, if Musk can send rockets into orbit, surely he can navigate the skies above us. However, entering the US market with flying cars presents its own set of challenges, particularly regarding certification processes. The complexity of these regulations means that while China may be forging ahead, the United States could be left playing catch-up. As the US grapples with developing necessary safety standards and regulatory frameworks, there's a real possibility that China could secure a commanding lead in the flying car revolution. There's another American company that seems to be making good progress in the eVTOL technology, Opener. Opener was founded by a Canadian engineer named Marcus Lang, who had a big dream. He wanted to create a personal aircraft that anyone could fly, making flying accessible to everyone. It all started in 2009 when Marcus began working on his idea. He was determined to make flying as easy as hopping into your car. After putting in a lot of effort and creativity, he managed to build and fly his first prototype just 2 years later, in his very own backyard in Canada. How cool is that? Since those early days, Opener has focused on developing its main product, the Blackfly eVTOL. This aircraft is something special. It has a unique design that allows it to tilt almost 90 degrees while flying, making it super agile and efficient compared to other eVTOLs. It's like a flying sports car. Opener has put the Blackfly through a rigorous testing process, gathering tons of data from hundreds of flights to make sure it's safe and reliable. They've also created an easy-to-use interface, a comprehensive training program for new pilots, and a fault-tolerant safety system, ensuring that flying the Blackfly is as safe as possible. In 2018, Opener showcased a flight with a nearly finished Blackfly, and it got a lot of attention. People were amazed at the possibilities of personal flying. Let's talk about what the Blackfly looks like. It features 2 short wings on each side of the pilot's seat, and each wing has 4 small engines with spinning blades called propellers. These propellers can tilt the entire aircraft up or down, allowing it to hover in place or zip through the air. When you look at the Blackfly, you might feel like you're stepping into a cool flying car straight out of an old comic book. Its sleek and futuristic design makes it stand out, and it's bound to turn heads wherever it goes. Opener is now gearing up to sell the Blackfly to a select group of customers who want to experience the excitement of personal aerial freedom. However, these lucky buyers will need to undergo training to learn how to fly it properly. As part of the early access program, they'll be able to share their experiences and feedback with Opener, helping to improve the aircraft even further. The Blackfly is powered by a battery that can take it about 20 miles on a single charge, which is perfect for short trips or just having some fun in the air. It can reach speeds of up to 63 miles per hour, giving you a thrilling ride. And if you're wondering how quickly it can go up or down, it can climb or descend at an impressive rate of 500 feet per minute. That means you could be up or down from the top of a tall building in less than a minute. Flying can sound complicated, but with the Blackfly, it's all about simplicity. This innovative aircraft has a user-friendly control system that anyone can learn to use. Picture this. You have a stick in your hand that lets you steer the Blackfly left or right, or adjust your speed to go faster or slower. It's almost like driving a car. Plus, there's a button and a switch right on the stick for you to start or stop flying. Taking off and landing made easy. When it's time to take off, all you have to do is press the button and push the switch forward at the same time. To land, you just do the opposite. It's that straightforward. You won't have to worry about juggling a ton of buttons or switches because the Blackfly has a smart system that handles everything else for you. Imagine the ease of just focusing on your flight while the technology takes care of the nitty-gritty details. Now, while the Blackfly is designed for one person, there are other companies out there working on bigger eVTOLs. These larger planes can carry more people for short trips between cities. They are also electric and can take off and land vertically, but they come with more complexity and a higher price tag. Plus, for now, they still require a human pilot to operate them. What makes the Blackfly stand out is that it's a compact aircraft meant for solo pilots, and you don't need a pilot's license to fly it. This means that almost anyone can hop in and take to the skies, provided they complete some training through Opener. It's about making flying accessible to everyone, not just those who have spent years studying aviation. Launching the Early Access Program. To bring its innovative Blackfly aircraft to the market, Opener has launched an Early Access Program, or EAP, for 12 select customers. These lucky individuals will get a unique opportunity to experience the future of flying firsthand. They'll undergo training and get to explore the advanced aerial technology that makes the Blackfly so special. But there's more to this program than just flying lessons. These early adopters will also provide valuable feedback about their entire customer journey. Their insights will help Opener refine the Blackfly experience, ensuring that it meets the needs and expectations of future customers. What do you think about this? Share your thoughts in the comments. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell to stay updated with all our latest videos. While you're still here, click the video on your screen to see more interesting content like this one.